So what do we really know about each other? We give speeches and we share things about ourselves, our hobbies, and our perspectives on life. But we don't really know a ton about each other. The details that make being connected to you or each other fun. I know some fun facts about some of you. Ken, as he just said, likes to line dance. Oksana is a fine musician. And probably my favorite Roseville rapper's fun fact, Philip sometimes goes by the name Bob. So depending upon how long you've been with us and how many of my speeches you sat through, you might know some things. You might know that I have a daughter. I moved just at the beginning of this year, and maybe I have a lot of bicycles, right? But is that really enough for you? Don't you want to know more? For my icebreaker, I'm going to give you the opportunity to learn 5 fun facts, whether you like it or not. So feel free to take notes. Let's start with the fact that my name isn't Reid. My name is Eric Donald. My middle name comes from Sergeant Donald Smith, who sacrificed his life for my dad in Vietnam. And my first name is the same as my dad, but I'm not a junior. We have different middle names. How do you get Rick from Eric? One might ask. Drop the E. My dad is Rick, spelled that way, but I have always been Ricky. My family still calls me that. However, my best friend in the 8th grade was also Ricky, so based on the flip of a coin, I dropped the Y. Second fun fact, my most irrational fear, getting eaten by a shark. I don't know why. I was only 6 when Jaws came out, and I know I didn't see it in the theater, but the fear exists, which is a bit crazy because I do things like open water swimming in Santa Cruz and San Francisco Bay, Hawaii, as well as scuba diving. I do these things where the chance of getting eaten by a shark is non-zero. I'll be honest, swimming in the ocean, especially when I'm kind of like out there, is a huge source of mental anxiety, and it's an achievement, and I really don't like it very much. I'm not quite sure why I still do it. Fun fact number 3, the most influential book in my life is Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance by Robert Pirsig. I don't know if you've read this, but it's an autobiographical parable about a guy on a long-distance motorcycle trip with his son, and the approach he takes, to learn how to fix it when he's on the road. My takeaway is that how he defines good, not in a moral sense, he's not trying to edify anybody, but it's how one approaches tasks and people. It's a mindful approach to work, relationships, and self-awareness. Being good at something is more a matter of willingness to learn and your actual approach to learning. He talks about doing everything with quality. Not unlike doing a speech in Toastmasters that you aren't sure of, take a step back, think about what you want to accomplish, and then approach the task open-minded and also with an open heart. The penultimate fun fact I'd like to share with you, the 1987 movie, Empire of the Sun, makes me cry like a baby every time I see it. What a movie. I'm just directed by Steven Spielberg, starring a 13-year-old Christian Bale. It's a story of a British child who was living in China with his family at the outset of World War II when the Japanese invade. He's separated from his parents, placed in an internment camp. For me, it's just the themes of separation, isolation, belonging, and ultimately reunification have me blubbering at several points throughout. You are a close friend indeed if we watch it together. Finally, the 5th and final fun fact. I hate the word sure. If I ask you to do something, sure is absolutely the worst possible response you can give me. Hey, do you want to watch Empire of the Sun with me? You say, sure. Gross, just stay home. Sure denotes apathy, that you don't care one way or the other, and I don't need that in my life. A no is way better than sure. No, Rick, I don't want to watch a movie and hand you tissues the whole time. That's a fine response. I just don't want anyone to be apathetic about spending time with me. So there you have it. 5 fun facts. You didn't ask to know any of these, but here we are. You can decide if it was worth your time. But if I ask you, just don't say sure.